Hello everyone, it's Nick here, and it's time for Q&A time 9. So if you've watched the other 8 before this, well done you. And if it's the first one you watched, well, good luck to you. Okay, so every 2 weeks, as long as the questions last, it's only supposed to ever be 1 episode, but it seems to have got to 9. But I look at the questions asked on the previous video of Q&A, and I attempt to answer the questions in the next one. Now this time I had a few questions come in, not as much as last time. I'm going to attempt to answer about 98% of them. About 2% was either inappropriate or I didn't feel very comfortable with. So don't feel offended if I don't read out your question, but I will read out practically all of them, apart from about 2%. Okay, so let's start at the top here. Now this question I didn't come to last week, only because it's my error again and I missed it out working my way down. But it's from Watch, Read, Play Retro. He asks, starting us off, did you ever play games with family members, even if it was board games? That's the question. That kicks us off. A nice gentle one. Yeah, I play a lot of board games with family. Still do. More often at Christmas. I like Monopoly, Scrabble. I love chess, although I'm not brilliant at it. Learned it as a kid, but never become Grand Master or anything. It's all a bit of fun. Yeah, Buckaroo, Operation, all of those sort of board games. But in terms of computer games, I think not too many actually family members. I played with my dad quite a lot on a game on the Amiga called Microprose Golf. Essentially, that's a golf game. Anyway, it was controlled primarily with the mouse, and my mouse wasn't the best and a bit finicky. So although I knew the frailties of it, my dad didn't. So it was a bit unfair. But it only come a problem on the putting green, where there was a bar going up and down with your power, and had to stop it at the correct point. So countless times you had to knock it 4 inches, and he ended up giving it full pound 50 yards across the green. Happy days, but yeah, games are cool. Games are cool. Played it more with friends than family, but there we go. So let's start the main bulk of this week's questions then. First one from Retro Rambles. Oh, this is a bit of a techie YouTube question. He asks, do you think limiting your channel to a few vids a week is better than uploading lots? Then he says, I try to upload 2 a week. But do you feel more people watch videos when you post less or more? This is a bit one of those impossible to answer questions really. I don't think I've been on YouTube to give an accurate answer. But from the knowledge I have got, I've seen channels that upload 3 or 4 videos a day, getting hardly any any watches, and I get one also do about 1 every 2 weeks and get hundreds of thousands. And the reverse is accurate. Get ones that do 1 every couple of weeks or so often and get hardly anything, and one that's produce loads, get loads of views. I think what it comes down to is consistency with your channel. That's the only advice I can give. Put up the amount of videos you're comfortable with. Don't feel run ragged, which is a mistake I made, making 5 gameplay videos a week. I've now cut down to 3. By doing that, I bought myself more time, and you can up the quality of them. Well, hopefully that shows in these sort of videos where there's graphic overlays everywhere and 2 weekly roundup. But just keep making your channel better, making the videos better, and be consistent. People like to know the person, I think, because there's a lot of retro gaming channels all look roughly the same, where you just point the camera at a TV, speak for a bit and upload it, and then nothing else. There's hundreds and hundreds of channels doing that, so you have to try and make it a little bit unique. Well, that's what I think anyway, and that's the only answer I can give really from my limited experience. Maybe one day when I've got 1 million subscribers, if that ever happens, and loads of views, I'll be more expert to give a more qualified answer. But that's all I can give for now. Hope that's good enough. Consistency, make them better. Okay, we don't have to, actually, I'll quantify that. Don't have to be brilliant straight away. Small steps. When I look at videos I made, even about a year and a half ago, I cringe. But I thought that was all right at the time. So it's a graph, isn't it, going up? Anyway, next question. Kingston LJ. Which game do you prefer, Manic Miner or Jet Set Willy? Now this is, although it's come up on other systems since, this is on ZX Spectrum really, back in the early 80s. Manic Miner was published by, well, was written by Matthew Smith, and such was the popularity of that, he then did Jet Set Willy, which is a lot bigger. But out of the two, I prefer Manic Miner. Why is that? Because that's a smaller game. Well, that was the first one. I spent a lot of my time as a kid playing that. It's only got 20 screens. It's more linear than Jet Set Willy, so you have to collect the keys on each screen and then get to the exit each time before your oxygen runs out, and then get to the end. So that's more linear. You've got a sense of achievement when you do each stage. Now Jet Set Willy, although it's clever and there's lots more to it, you have to go around Minor Willy's, well, Jet Set Willy's now mansion to collect all glasses, and it's almost impossible to complete really. There is a video on YouTube of it getting completed, but it would take absolutely hours, and for a kid that's bad. So Manic Miner really. There we go. Next question, also from Kingston. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Who would win a 4-man wrestling rumble? Now I have debated doing a section called fighting, where we look at people one against the other, but I'm not sure about it. Anyway, he asked, who would win a 4-man wrestling rumble between Red Dwarf's Arnold Rimmer, David Lister, the Cat and Crichton? Now I don't know why these four would be in a wrestling match unless some strange virus had infiltrated or infected the Red Dwarf ship and they'd all gone space crazy. Rimmer, he's not really a wrestler, played by Chris Barry. He's one to hide under the table until the coast is clear. But he's a hard-light hologram, so it'd be almost impossible to destruct or kill or win over, but he'd still run off. And then we've got Dave Lister, slob and last human being alive. I don't think he'll be bothered. He'll just rather have a beer and a curry. The Cat, he wouldn't want to fight. He'll just mess up his clothes and hair. Crichton the Mechanoid. Well, I'll go for Crichton really. He'll probably use chloroform or something and chloroform the other three and win by default. So who will win a 4-man wrestling rumble? The Mechanoid Crichton. I hope that's a perfect answer. I'm sure no one will disagree. Next question, Daniel Cordell. Star Trek, Star Wars, Red Dwarf or Doctor Who? Which one is best? I hate these questions, especially when it's from things I like. I mean, I like all four of these really. I like Star Trek. Watched it as a kid, the original series, and then also Next Generation, which I collected on Blu-ray. Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all of those. I didn't like Enterprise that much though, to be honest with you. So scratch that one from the list. Star Wars, the terrible prequel films, and then the original trilogy, of course. Force Awakens going to come out in December, which I'm damn well going to watch. Red Dwarf, good comedy, sci-fi, British thing, or Doctor Who, which I love, classic. Now, I can't give you a winner here, so I have to say, alter this question slightly and say, if you had to just delete 3 of these and just leave you with 1, what would you be left with? That's the only way. I've got to make a choice. And strange as it would seem, I'd go with Doctor Who. Only because it's a childhood memory. I prefer the classic Who's than the new ones, I have to admit. Tom Baker, Pertwee. There's not too many episodes compared to what Star Trek is, but I'd go with Doctor Who, but none of them's best, but Doctor Who will push if I had to delete any and cast it to the room of oblivion. I'm taking a while with these questions, I know this time. God knows how this is going to last. But this is Q&A 9. I'm getting used to it now, am I? Maybe. Next question, Into Ghost. Do you collect games or play emulation? And if so, what do you collect for? Well, this isn't really a studio, I mean. It's a very limited space. About 5 metres by 2 metres. So everything I do is a bit of a struggle. Now, I do not have much space in this place. So collecting games is a no-no. I have got quite a lot of games in storage, but I haven't bought any Amiga or Spectrum games for a long, long time. So I tend to, for speed, play emulation because it's quick. Load up the PC, have a quick game, unload it, do whatever you want, go to work or whatever. So I tend to play emulation. I don't collect so much. But if I had more space, I'd probably collect a few original systems, the Vectrex as well. I'll probably find that also. Maybe get a few pinball machines, but I just don't have the space. Whether that changes in the future, but I think I need a lottery wheel in my current situation. I collect top trumps, that's about it really, but that's just a mental problem, I think. But they are rather cool. Okay, next question from Interghost. What's the best handheld console and why? Well, when you think about handheld consoles, you think of the Nintendo DS, Game Gear, PSP. The ones I sort of like owned, although I played all of those, the ones I sort of played, which I review games on regularly, is the Game Boy Advance. I also own a PS Vita, but don't play that as much as I should do. I keep defaulting to the Game Boy Advance. So I'd have to say which one I prefer. Which one for me I prefer, because I get that nostalgia buzz from it, although you can get emulators on the other ones, I believe, is the Game Boy Advance, GBA. It's a nice small size. Screen could be a little bit better, but it's just the games I've played. I might get a Nintendo DS at some point, but and I need to get more games on my PS Vita. So PS Vita's cool. That might overtake if I've got more stuff for it, but at the time of this recording, my favourite one is the Game Boy Advance. Stuart Sumner, he asks, oh dear, okay. Have you ever thought of live streaming a Let's Play of Dark Souls on Twitch? Not really. What do you think of the whole live streaming thing? I don't really understand it. I mean, it's very popular, isn't it? Watching someone play a game as you do with mine with the commentary. But doing it live, I mean, I'm heavily reliant on editing and bells and whistles and stuff like that. Sometimes if I'm into a video that's not going well, or I feel that my commentary is absolute pants, I will reset it and start again. On a live Twitch, you can't do that, can you? And what happens if you need to go to the bathroom? You put it on pause and then people wait till you get back? Now, I do know that YouTube is breaching or going into a live. You can do live streaming as well, can't you? So whether that picks up. But at the moment, I don't plan to do that. As Austin Powers would say, that's not my bag, baby. And you should try and stick which you're developing or think you've got a skill in. If I can say I got a skill in this, I'm not sure. But live Twitch, not really. I don't think I'll do that. Unless anything changes dramatically, I'm not sure. Next question. Hannibal Solo, a very Star Wars sounding name, and a Hannibal Lecter sounding name. If you had to construct your own lightsaber, it could happen. I could get into trouble. What colour would you make it? That's good. So what colours have we got to choose from the films? We've got the red lightsaber, which are the Sith lords like Count Dooku, Vader, Darth Maul and Kylo Ren now. Is he a Sith Lord? But anyway, his lightsaber's red. You've got the blue lightsabers, which Luke had originally, which tend to be the colours of the trainers, the Padawans learning their trade, and the green ones that the Masters have got, like Yoda. I'm sounding a bit nerdy now, but there was a purple one, and that's not going to fix my nerdy, a purple one with Mace Windu had, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Now, as a kid, when I watched the original Star Wars trilogy, all lightsabers were blue. Empire Strikes Back, they were still blue. Star Wars figures come out, they were blue. So when Return of the Jedi come out and Luke Skywalker started wielding a green lightsaber, I thought that was really, really cool. Especially when he's in a fight with Darth Vader. And that stayed with me really. So any lightsaber, although I'm not calling myself a master by any means, any lightsaber I'd have a green one. I'm not evil like a Sith, I'm one of the good guys. Go for green. I had more time, I'd put a special effect in there, but I haven't. Just imagine a green bit. Hooray! Okay, Kingston LJ. Which Michael Jackson video do you like the most? He did like putting a lot of money into his videos, didn't he, Michael Jackson? There's Black and White, Thriller, Ghosts. I could name loads. I'd have to say, let's go for Moonwalker. That's probably a pretty iconic one, isn't it? Where he's wearing the white suit, blue shirt, white tie, and the white hat. I haven't got a white hat like that. It'd be good if I did, though. Moonwalker. Ali, are you okay? Yes, and you can complete the rest for yourself. Moonwalker. Also, it's so iconic that made into a game. I don't think there was a Thriller game, but Moonwalker on the arcades, awesome game as well. So yeah, Moonwalker, let's go with that. Kingston LJ, would you take the job on Games Master? Oh no, would you take the job as Games Master presenter if they made a new series? Yeah, Definitely. I'd definitely take that. I think if they did make a new series, though, they'd probably get Dominic Diamond back. He seemed to know what he was doing. He seemed quite knowledgeable. But if they did a second series and Dominic Diamond said, no, I don't want to do that rubbish, I'd moved on. Get Nick to do it, which he won't. But if he said that, yeah, I'd do it. I'd bring a bit of fun to it and interviewing people. I'd like doing that, actually. So, yeah, if you're watching, there might be a lot of people that want to do that job, Kingston, but I'll put my name on the list, yes. I don't know who'd do the Game Master bit that originally was done by Patrick Moore, where kids asked this computer-generated face, well, partly face, it was Patrick Moore, wasn't it, as I said, cheats and stuff. I don't know who could do that. Maybe John Prescott or maybe Dominic Diamond or someone. I'd take it. I'm up for it. Stuart Sumner. Am I reading this wrong? No. Listen to this. I've heard some rumours on the internet, so they must be true. A fair assumption normally. That Tom Baker, that's the fourth Doctor Who to non-nerds, has a role in the upcoming Star Wars project. Oh, wow, I didn't heard that. Any thoughts? Well, I didn't know anything about that at all. He's quite old now, isn't he, Tom Baker? But he's in his 80s. I liked him in that Doctor Who, Day of the Doctor he was in. I don't know if it was called that. But what role can he play in Star Wars? What film? One of the standalone ones? Don't know. Yeah, I'd like to see him in that, but it'd probably be a cameo if true. But I haven't heard that at all, Stuart, but I hope you're correct, because that would be excellent. Especially if they put a scarf on him in the background as a sort of like an Easter egg. Excellent. I have to look out for that. I have to research that one. Next up, Interghost. Care Bears. What are they all about? I don't know. They were these teddies, weren't they? You could get in the 80s and in a cartoon, and they had like an emblem on their tummy to represent different emotions or something. I don't know what they're all about really, but if we had a film, I'd like to see them up against Gremlins to see if they'd all get ripped to shreds or anything. I might be getting them mixed up with Beanie Babies or something, or Cabbage Patch Kids. No, I don't know what Care Bears are all about, Interghost. If you've got a collection, then good luck. I know you've got a collection of Oink comics, so if you ever put a video up of that, I'll give that a thumbs up and a comment. Oink. I mentioned that on the last video. Oink Magaziners. Next up. Why do I keep looking at the camera like this? It's probably because I'm nervous. No, I'm not nervous. This is number 9. If it was number 1 in my first ever video, I'd be nervous. That's going back. That's going back to Retro Rambles video. I think you have to put yourself in the video. Do a blog or something. You gradually get better anyway. Or don't. Don't let me tell you what to do. Go your own way. Right, we got off the Care Bears. Where are we now? Kingston LJ. Are you tempted to buy a PS4? Yes. There's going to be one game that does it. It's going to be Star Wars Battlefront. As soon as that comes out, I'd probably buy one. But the one thing that worries me is that's going to be published by EA. Is it going to be buggy? Is the online going to be any good? Are the servers always going to go down? But graphically it looks brilliant, so I'll buy one then. The one thing that worries me is I've got a PS3, had it for quite a few years now, but I hardly ever play it. I just keep defaulting to retro games the whole time, and will the same be with my PS4, and it just stays on the side collecting dust with the occasional game of Star Wars Battlefront? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe if we all get it, we can, I can film some in-game footage and then we can upload that and all have a comment. Maybe. I don't know how easy that would be to do. We'd have to wear headsets or something. Possible. Possible. Oh, that was the last question for me, was it? Yes. Okay, we got some Igor questions here. Only 2 this time. Well, that's enough to keep him going. So thank you. Let's go to the Igor room. Hello, Igor.
What do you want?
A couple of people have asked you some questions for Q&A 9.
I'm busy.
Busy? Doing what exactly?
I'm still cleaning up the onion room. Guests on the question thing keep making a mess of it. Are you coming back next week or what?
Yeah, okay, I'll come back if you just answer these 2 questions.
Okay.
Right, the first one's from Stuart Sumner.
Right.
Have you ever seen the film Time Bandits?
No.
And is your life anything like that in the film?
No.
do you jet around the cosmos stealing treasures?
Oh yeah, we do that, but only when there's nothing on television.
Yes, and the second one and last one then, Eeg. This is from Kingston LJ.
I watch him play underwater table tennis.
Would the planet Earth be a better place if Thunder Dwarfs ruled over mankind?
Yes.
Well, there you go. That was very insightful from Igor. If you're asking questions, you're bound to get that sort of thing back. So thank you for everyone that posted a question. As I say, I answered about 98.2% of them. That was Q&A 9. I don't know if there's going to be a Q&A 10. I never know if there's going to be a next one. But if you have any questions, obviously not rude ones, because I probably won't read them out. Or awkward ones, so I won't read those out as well. But if you've got any questions for Q&A 10, doesn't matter how stupid though, I'll probably read those out and we'll have a go at them. So write them below if you can think of any. Thanks for watching as always. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.